Insta?
Who's the interviewer? Everybody.
Everybody.
Group interview.
Yeah. Let's say that.
Yeah, that's good.
Tu me dis quoi?
Vas-y, c'est bon.
Okay, so could you briefly present yourself?
Well, I'm an American, and here they call me Dr. Dan. You know, so actually I came here a long time ago, 1998. That's when this was still part of Indonesia. In fact, 1998, 1999 was a very difficult time here because it was the time when Suharto, the dictator in Indonesia, fell from power. The new government, Habibie, they said, we're so tired of hearing about this East Timor, East Timor, East Timor. Let's just give them a referendum or election, see what they want. Because really, they thought they have those people so intimidated, they'll vote for anything we say. But they didn't understand Timorese mentality. They don't get intimidated. You know, they don't give up. After 24 years, still resisting, still standing up, still strong, even though 1/3 of their people are killed through genocide. You think you're going to give up after that? No. And the fight in East Timor was not just inside Timor. Many people around the world, they could identify with the Timorese people because Indonesia is receiving support from US, Australia, all the Western countries. They're all, because they have financial interest in Indonesia. So of course, what of East Timor? East Timor is nothing. They have some oil, but you could easily steal that. You know, we have American companies, ConocoPhillips, we have American, is taking charge of a lot of that stuff. And some is Australian companies. So, and then there's companies from other parts doing the same thing. Like Holland, you know, they have very powerful oil companies, Shell, Royal Dutch Shell, some of these companies. Coup d'etat is nothing. That's part of their daily work, right? So, me being a victim of the Vietnam War, where when I'm your age, bring your number, come up, you go to Vietnam, start killing people. Well, wait a minute. I don't have anything against any Vietnam people. Why should I go over there and start killing them? And they gave me deferment all the way through my education so I could become a doctor. I don't have to go, I don't have to go. They still couldn't end it because, like the French, they can't fight against the Vietnamese. They're too dedicated. They're fighting for their own national self-determination, their national liberation. They're not going to have some foreign country defeat them. And they're in the fight for the duration, till the end. If they have to dig a tunnel all the way from North Vietnam to the south and bring tanks down one piece at a time, they'll do it. And our militaries, France and US, we won't do it. So we look stupid and we lose. Okay? And then they call me to go fight. But by then, I'm starting to think and I'm starting to read and I'm starting to have a conscience. So I become a draft resistor and put my arms out and say, okay, take me to jail. It's okay, I don't care, whatever you do, but I'm not going over there. Okay, so then I become convicted felon and my life is changing because no longer am I going to fight for the middle class and go out and try to become millionaire and have a second home on Champs-Élysées and all this stuff. No, I'm not going for that. I'm going to fight for the underdog. I'm going to go where I think there's a struggle going on and where I can participate. I always followed East Timor because before I worked in Mozambique, right after independence, and I know about the Portuguese colonial history, and I don't like it. It's pretty bad around the world. I always wondered about East Timor because massacre, massacre, massacre all over the place. So, 1998, Suharto falls from power, and I decide I'm coming to East Timor because somebody's got to help somewhere there. So I came with my little stethoscope, you know, tourist. Pretty soon I'm in the middle of a clinic and all the wounded are coming to me. Not only all the wounded, but all the reporters are coming. So every day, interviews, and people from all over the world, because by then, Indonesia said, we're giving them a votation, we're going to have an election. Well, all of a sudden the world's interested because this is one of the places that's been suffering for years. Now you're going to let them have an election. But, one thing, all security will be run by Indonesian military. Well, that's no good. They're the ones killing everyone. Now you're going to put them in charge of security. Anyhow, I came, started practicing, now I'm starting to do interviews every day. And doing it in Portuguese because I learned in Mozambique, doing it in English, doing it in the different languages. And I'm not becoming very popular with Indonesia. They don't like what I'm saying because they keep asking me, why is that one wounded? Why did that one get shot? What about this one? And they said, we did nothing. All of a sudden they came and started shooting us, the Indonesian military, with US weapons. So and then I start saying that because I can speak English, and it hits all the international media, and then Indonesia is not happy. So I get arrested at gunpoint, taken out, thrown out of the country. I sneak back in. Now they really don't like me. Then they say, you're CIA. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand you people. Maybe I am CIA, because that's my protection, you know. So I have to say something. But meanwhile, I'm working medical. I'm doing medical work day and night. Wounded, like MASH unit. Okay. So then the election. They came and arrested me at gunpoint at the clinic, took me out, took me to the airport, sat with me in the airplane at gunpoint, took me to Indonesia, and threw me out of the country and said, you will never come to Indonesia for the rest of your life. You are blacklisted. Okay? But I came back with Indonesia, with the military of Australia. When finally they said, we'll go in and be the peacekeepers. As soon as they showed up, the Indonesian military took off, ran away. Then I came in, the whole city's on fire, and I start this clinic. I'm still here. That was 1999.
Wow.
That's my story.
Wow.
Brief introduction.
Brief, yeah. I like it. So
they call me Maverick, Rebel. I mean, I like Camus. I like reading about the rebel. You know, what is a rebel? What do you rebel against? Well, injustice, let's just say that. You know, we're just trying to help people out that have nothing. Why not? They deserve something too, right? The rich, they have everything they could get, you know. Now, how about just average person? Let's see if we can do something for them. So, I'll do it with medical care. That shouldn't be controversial. So, I'll just take care of all the sick people and whatever. And, of course, there's always a political angle because these are the ones fighting for their own self-determination and have gone through such sacrifice. Yesterday I went to a village called Maukata. I could see the other ocean from there. It's on the other side. You go up over the mountains, down the other side, clear over there. It took me 9 hours driving. Horrible roads. I get over there and then I start seeing patients I have to see till the nighttime. And then we have women's leadership from our clinic goes over there, starting to help the women over there, getting them to stand tall, to speak out, because that's going to make a difference in this country. It's like Simone de Beauvoir, the second sex. You know, we have to have women understanding that they too have some rights. You know, in fact, equal. So let's just say, start doing your thing. You know, we agree that's what we have to do. But in many countries, there's no chance. But we think that's one of the important things to allow a country to develop well. So we're pushing that agenda. We push for health and we push for education. We want to protect the environment. We want everybody to have a life of dignity. And we hope that East Timor, after all the sacrifice and suffering, can now become the dream we've all had inside East Timor and outside East Timor. This country should become something wonderful. And we want to help facilitate that. That's what we're doing here. You guys probably same thing, I don't know, I hope.
Yeah, of course. We probably have projects here also, so we'll talk about it later.
Because you know, us Europeans and Americans, we don't have such good history. I mean, we mess up a lot of places.
Yeah.
You know, and how do we ever make up for such a thing? It's really hard. And I feel guilt. You know, my tax go for all that stuff. Forget it. You know, Vietnam War and one thing after another. Middle East, oh my God, it's a mess, everything. So they said, well, you don't like your country? Yeah, if they do something good, I like it. If they do something bad, I don't like it. So I'm not going to march behind the flag no matter what. What else? I see 300 patients every day. I'm pretty good at what I do because I've been here a long time. I know all the languages, I know the culture, I'm well motivated, I want to help these people, I want to work hard, and I'm going to keep doing that. I've never had a job as good as this. I've had some good ones, but this is better. Because I have no money to worry about, all I have to do is sit here and take care of sick people and try to exercise compassion for them. Pretty good. Keeps me out of trouble. And I play basketball on Sunday. So.
And why and how do you think people can help the clinic?
How can you help?
Yeah.
Well, we're still not doing everything we could. In fact, we're in position to do a lot more because we have the knowledge and experience. What we don't have is the resources. If we had resources, oh my God, we could have a surgical clinic, we could have pediatric, intensive care, emergency room, a lot of different things, until our goal is health for East Timor. So there's a limit to it. We're not saying health for the whole world, that's a little too much, but at least East Timor. So if we could get health for Timor-Leste, that's pretty good. You know, they don't have to all die of TB, malaria, dengue, all these things, diarrhea, pneumonia. We should be able to reduce all of that and give them just a more normal life without so much suffering. They've already suffered more than anyone.
Yeah.
Should be enough, right? Now, have some decent life. That's what we're trying to do. And health is an important part. It's not controversial. Shouldn't be. Everybody's for health, right? So, I'm lucky I trained as a doctor. I can work anywhere people, there's a need for health everywhere.
And do you have a message like that you want to give throughout this interview?
Yes, I would give a message to France, in fact, to the world, and it would be, don't forget about your very little temporary position here on earth, and don't ruin it for the generations that are to come. If you think you're going to find meaning in accumulating wealth, getting a lot of material goods, and exploiting other people, you better sit down and have serious concentration on your own mind and see, is that really what's going to make me happy and fulfilled? No, it's got to be helping each other. And if you have some talent, some education, some resource, you have an obligation, I would say a moral obligation, to do something for other people who aren't so fortunate. And if we all act like that, it might not be such a bad place. That's my message. Yeah.
Amazing.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.